I'm not sure what kind of distance we're gonna get with this, but we will find out. Oh, that's pretty darn good actually. 150. What is up, guys? I'm back at it again with another review, and this time we have the Outlaw from Dart Zone. I picked this guy up on the way home from work today. It's a blaster that I got to check out slightly at End War. Didn't get to fire it, but definitely got to play with it a little bit, and looks like a pretty cool offering from Dart Zone, so I can't wait to check it out. We're gonna have to negotiate some weather. We've had a little rain here today, so hopefully that'll stay away long enough for me to get this review in. So let's check this baby out. All right, we're gonna be over here at the outdoor dining table today, but this packaging is pretty sweet. I like these hexagons. The metallic red is pretty sweet, but this thing just pops open and you can basically see everything that's going on with the blaster right here. That's pretty good advertising and nice to see when you're at the store. I like that it's protected and covered, so unless you really know what's going on, you probably won't get people messing with the blaster, but you can open it up and see what's happening in there. So we get some iPro 2 cylinders, the blaster, and I believe, 12 darts, hopefully. I think they're 6-shot cylinders, so I'm assuming 12 darts. We'll find out here in a second. Let's crack this baby open. All right, we have freed the Outlaw from its cardboard jail. And you know what? I think I'm gonna like this one. I really like the look of this blaster a lot. It's a pretty cool sci-fi look. I'm not a huge fan of the colors, but you know, gotta keep the red and I guess this light gray or off-white color. Would have liked to see a little darker gray, but it's not bad. We can always change it with some paint though, so would be a cool blaster to paint. Maybe one day when I have time, which isn't very often these days. Nevertheless, let's get into the features of the blaster. It does come with 12 darts and 2 cylinders, as we said. We have some iron sights up here that are built in that are pretty sweet. You can sight those down. We have a metal hammer, which I think is very important considering the fact that this is a hefty prime. Gonna need some strong hands to prime that with your thumb, but I think it's doable for most adults. Kids, not so sure. So this is definitely I think if you want to use this at least as it's intended and one hand prime it, this is for older kids and adults only. But if you happen to be not strong enough, you're gonna just kind of have to use your offhand for that. So keep that in mind. The cylinder will pop out just like this and be inserted just like that. So that's pretty easy, just straightforward there. And we have a barrel here that will move back on the trigger pull actually, which is pretty interesting. Something I've never seen before, pretty cool there. And that actually creates the seal in the cylinder and the barrel. And then obviously when you pull the trigger all the way back, then it releases the catch and fires the dart. Go ahead and throw that back in there for now. Also, there's a nice groove right here that allows us to insert a dart when that chamber is empty. This would be the cylinder you load, and then this would be the next one that's fired. So you can just slot it in just like that, prime it, and you're ready to fire that dart. Pretty cool. There's also some sort of rail on the bottom here. I'm not really sure what that's for. It's not obviously Picatinny, but I'm thinking this may slot into a holster, which this didn't come with a holster, but you can print one for free and you can get those files on dartzone.com. I'll leave a link to it in the description box. You can also get holders for your cylinders, so that's pretty cool too. I did not see cylinders you could purchase yet, but they usually do that at some point. So I'm guessing those will be available at some point, extra cylinders, but just not yet. This is still a pretty new blaster, so maybe they'll be coming out with those in the future, but you can also, I know, buy them 3D printed from some different places, so that's also an option if you want more cylinders. But yeah, I'm not sure that's what that's for, but I'm guessing that slides into a holster maybe. We do have a safety here as always, so you push that there and you won't be able to pull the trigger. Push it back on that side, and then you can pull the trigger. Grip is nice and comfortable, not anything too fancy. There's no rubber grip here, but we do have some texture here on the sides, and we have wasps everywhere, you guys. So hopefully this, let me move.
A few moments later.
I killed the sucker. Smacked him with the blaster, dropped to the ground, stepped on him. Yellow jackets are no good to anybody. They don't do anything useful. They're okay to kill. I don't kill a lot of insects. Those ones I do. Thank you very much. All right, back to it. But yeah, as I was saying, the grip is nice and comfortable. It has some areas here for you to grip with your fingers. It fits an adult-sized hand, so that's really nice. Yeah, it's a comfortable blaster. It's a good size. This is something you could holster on a belt and still be, you know, still be very comfortable, I think. Obviously, it kind of depends on your play style if this blaster is right for you. But so let's go ahead and stop rambling about it and take some shots with this thing. There we go. Let's do the range firing first here. I'm not sure what kind of distance we're going to get with this, but we will find out. Oh, that's pretty darn good, actually. Impressed with that. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I mean, obviously there's no scar barrel on here. This isn't a scar barrel, but I believe we might be able to fit one in there. And so I might grab one to see how that does. Here we go. Yeah, that's really good performance. One more here. Well, that one didn't quite go quite as far, but one more. We have one more here. Last one. Why not? Yeah, that one was a little shorter too. But still really good range, especially for a one-hand primable Springer. That is impressive. I can't wait to put this thing over the chronograph, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's put it over the chronograph, see what's up. 123. Solid. 125. 117. 121. 124. 122. And is that it? Yes, that does not sound good dry firing. All right, we'll put in some worker darts and try those just to see how they work, see if they make any difference. All right, worker darts, throw that in there. See how they do. 150, huh, interesting. 123. 118, maybe that one was a fluke. 122. 121. 123. And we're out. Is that it? I guess that was it. I can't count, evidently. All right, we are free. So that 150 shot I think might have been a fluke, but we got definitely pretty darn good performance out of that blaster. I mean, 120 to 125, I think that's pretty solid, especially for a blaster you can prime one-handed. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So definitely a solid sidearm, and it's under 130, so then it can be used for HVZ, so that's awesome. For people that want to use something like this or dual wield it even for HVZ, I think that's pretty sweet. All right, you guys, this blaster's pretty good, and it hits pretty darn hard for a pistol, in my opinion. I mean, I'm very impressed with the performance they got out of this quite small blaster, really, with a pretty small spring. You know, it's very similar setup to a Hamershot, but this is not your normal Hamershot. This is a closed breech half dart firing blaster that hits pretty darn hard. I mean, we're looking at 120 plus FPS average. I say that's pretty solid, and I was actually impressed with how consistent it was. I mean, we had like lows were like around 117, and then upper one like 125 or somewhere in there. We had that 150, but I think that was a fluke, honestly. But nevertheless, I was pretty impressed with how consistent it was, given how this works. But yeah, I really like this thing. I mean, it seems like a blaster you can top off pretty easily, given that slot there. But you have other cylinders that you can just pop in and pop out if you are okay, you know, carrying extra cylinders, which depending on how you run your loadout, You know, if you're running this as a primary of some sort or a pistol round, that's definitely cool to have. You know, if you're trying to run this for HVZ, it should be a great blaster in terms of its performance. I'm not sure practicality-wise it would be great because I feel like loading quickly would take some getting used to. It's definitely doable. I know a lot of people like playing with pistols, so it's definitely an option. But yeah, I like it a lot. We do have a interesting barrel up here, which will take a worker scar barrel or probably one of your other similar type scar barrels in there. I'm not sure how effective it would be with a scar barrel. I felt like it was fairly accurate, you know, at close range without one. So I don't think I would use one, but it is an option, something to test out. But I think this is a great offering from Dart Zone and a great addition to the Dart Zone Max line. So if you're interested in one of these blasters, I'll put a link in the description box below. You can pick them up at Target or Target.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate all your support and love these days. Hit that like button, please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and as always guys, peace out.